Alright guys, hopefully I'm recording. I can't tell for sure. I got my old camera set up on this helmet. This is my track helmet. My other helmet obviously got damaged in my crash. I don't think it actually took a hard impact, but it's got some scuffs and scrapes on it. So we're not going to take any chances. Ashley's more worried about it than I am. So I don't have a good mount for this helmet for my good cameras and stuff. So anyway, we got the old side camera on here, the Senna camera. Just going to do a little talking. This is the first time. So I actually went to the Harley demo days and rode a Pan America for about 15 minutes. And that was about all my arm could do, but that had only been about a week after surgery, so a week and a half, something like that. It's now been 3.5 weeks, and my arm's still got some nerve damage in it, or I wouldn't say damage yet. We won't know if it's damage until after it's fully healed, but it's got some messed up nerves in it yet. The scar is, I'll probably try to get some video of it here in a little bit, take my jacket off. And my arm and my hand and stuff are still pretty swollen, because I mean my wrist was fractured, my pinky was broke, stuff like that. My left leg is still a little bruised in a couple spots, but the split in my kneecap actually healed up good, and everything else, it feels good, so we're out riding. And like I said, this is going to be the first decent ride. I had a couple guys that kind of wanted to go with me today. I didn't know for sure if I was going to go, because yesterday my arm kind of flared up because I overdid it the day before, so on and so forth, so I didn't know if I was going to go. But it's kind of a spur-of-the-moment call here today to actually go. And so no offense to those guys, but it's already like 3 in the afternoon, and just kind of decided to jump on and go for a little bit. And I mean, I kind of want to just go by myself, you know. No worries about keeping up or them keeping up or making sure everybody's in line, whatever, you know. Just worry about me getting back on the bike, feeling how my arm feels. I mean, I don't want to all of a sudden be like, oh, my arm's hurting too bad, I need to go home, right? Because like I said, it is still swollen and bruised and stuff, and obviously healing from where they cut it open and stretched it out and put the bones back together. But I mean, it's so swollen I can barely get my left glove on. So that tells you how much bigger my hands are than they used to be, because these gloves that I'm wearing right now are way broke in. They're pretty loose fitting. And I'm not going to ride too crazy today either, because I've got my cheaper Sedici gear on, which I never really thought about it. I always thought, oh, it's a good gear, but it really isn't. My other gear that I had on, my Alpine Stars, way better gear, and I knew it was better because it was way more expensive and it had way more armor in it and stuff. But if I didn't have that on, I probably would have lost my left arm. That trailer would have amputated it. And I'll actually do a video to show you that armor. I'm gonna cut it out of the jacket because the jacket had to be cut anyway, but I'm not gonna do anything with it until all this stuff with insurance and all that stuff is done. Everything like that. When I know all my stuff's getting paid for, then I'll actually cut that armor out and show you actually what that armor covered on my arm and how lucky I was. But you know, it wasn't a really high speed impact because I wasn't speeding in the first place, and I got it slowed down to the point where I actually didn't think it was going to be that hard of a hit. If you watched my last video, I kind of talked about that. I was like, oh, this is going to do some damage to my bike, but I think it'll be okay, you know. But I actually hit it hard enough to fly off and fly against the trailer and so on and so forth. So, and then my arm hit the trailer and stuff like that. So, I mean, it wasn't a good deal. And I was kind of planning on maybe riding out to the spot where it happened and kind of show you guys. But that might have to be in another video too, because I don't know if my arm's going to be able to ride that far. It's a pretty good distance from home. So, and I think I'm just going to try to, like Locust here, when I get on the end of this curvy road, it's 11 miles. So that'd be a 20-some mile ride, you know. That's nothing, right? But it is when your arm's only 3 weeks out from having surgery, and major surgery, where the bones were shattered in it, and they had to basically put them back together like a puzzle, so. But As you can see, I'm on the Duke 890. Whoa, because the wind gust well took me off the back of it there. But the Aprilia is obviously going to be waiting for parts for a while. Whether they total it or don't, I am going to buy it back because there is no frame damage on it or anything, so I'll fix it back up and ride it anyway, whether it's totaled or not. So we'll wait and see. It's the amount of damage is right on the bubble of being totaled, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And I'll have more on that. I've got it completely tore apart in my shop, and obviously when I start getting parts and putting it back together, I'll do video on that to kind of show it coming back together too. Anyway, I mean, I'll be honest, the last few days, you know, I've been just sitting around the house thinking about everything, and to be honest, this wreck actually kind of had me thinking about stuff, you know. I mean, I'm into my hot rods too. I've had a couple videos with a couple in there, and I mean, anyone that knows me knows that cars have been my life all my life, just as much as motorcycles. So I've got a few hot rods at home, and I was actually thinking about, you know, just taking a break from bikes, or maybe even getting rid of bikes completely and building the hot rods and getting back into the car show scene and stuff like that. But I knew I had to get back out on the bike, and that's kind of what made me get out here today. And I can tell you right now, just going through these curves at this low speed, yeah, I won't be getting rid of the bikes. I am going to start, once the Aprilia is fixed back up, I'm going to get a bike I can crush some highway miles on, and then I'm going to actually get back into my hot rods some, because I've got new bikes, don't need another bike again for quite a while, so maybe do some hot rod stuff on my channel too, we'll see. But I've kind of got back together with a friend of mine from high school that he's big time into hot rods too, and we've been kind of hanging again. I mean, we're a long ways away from each other, but we've been talking and hanging, and you know, it kind of gets you excited about cars too when you got a close friend that's actually into that kind of stuff too, which I've been kind of missing out on since I moved down here to Tulsa. I mean, there's a lot of car guys down here, but I don't necessarily have any really close friends that are into cars like that. We've known each other since, I bet neither one of us can actually say the first time that we met, because our parents knew each other when we were babies. So, I mean, we might have met when we were just born. I don't know. Tom might know. I mean, we could probably ask our parents, but my mom really couldn't tell me, because she said, you know, we've known each other forever. So, anyway. So it'll be kind of cool to take one of my hot rods up there, hang with him, and I'm trying to get him to come down here and, you know, just kind of hang out. So maybe even meet in the middle sometime, whatever. So yeah, like I said, I'm back on the bikes. I'm on the Duke 890 here, and I got behind these cars, so I haven't been able to really ride probably like I'd ride, but that's okay too, because it's been a month, you know, since I was on a bike. You know, I basically waited almost a week to even have surgery because I had to let the swelling go down, so. But the arm is I can tell it's a little tender, that's why I keep putting it on my lap here. I probably shouldn't even really be riding out here, but like I said, I wanted to get back on the bike and just kind of see how it went. And like I said, I'll be totally honest, I'm glad I did, because yeah, I miss it. And I knew I would, because right after it happened, I was all gung-ho to get back on the bike, or I wouldn't have went and rode that Pan America, you know. But as bad as my arm's been hurting and stuff, I haven't gotten back on a bike, and I just kind of, you know, your brain starts thinking about other things, you know. I've been looking at my hot rods and, you know, thinking about getting them out and tinkering on them and getting them running too, but my arm's been hurting too bad, so all that stuff just gets you back into other stuff, so. But like I said, I'll definitely be on the bikes. We'll be getting that Aprilia fixed up. I'm hoping, so any of you that watch, and I don't know, wherever you're from, I am hoping to have the Aprilia fixed up, and I'm going to go back out to the Tail of the Dragon area and and do some riding out there this fall again with some friends that go out there every year, meet up with them, and have some fun out there. Some of the most beautiful riding there is in the country. Depends on what you think beauty is. Like, I really like flowers and green trees and waterfalls and stuff like that. You won't find any more than you do out east, and maybe up north around the Great Lakes. But you know, you go out west and it's more desert-ish, more brownish, you know, grays, stuff like that. Probably prettier in the winter, but in the summer I find the east prettier. So we're gonna go back out there. A friend of mine might go with. We'll see what happens, but hopefully the Aprilia is fixed by then. If not, I'll probably be taking the Duke here, and we've got an SV650, and who knows, maybe I'll buy my mile muncher bike by then. I'm looking at a few different ones, the new GSXS GT, or the if I want to spend a little more money, the what is it, Super Duke GT, right? Yeah, Super Duke GT. I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money though and then I kind of want to stick with one of the more reliable, proven reliable bikes. So like the Ninja 1000 SX, stuff like that. Thought about the 200. Still thinking about it. The regular 200, not the factory, so you sit up more upright and stuff. I don't really like the factory bag setup they've got for it. They're pretty small panniers and stuff like that, so I think I'd rather go with a bike with a little bigger panniers so I can like pack some stuff. So that's kind of the plan there. But I don't know. We'll keep looking, see if anybody comes out with anything new. Honda's got their new, what is it, the NC1100X or something like that, based on the it's basically the Africa twin frame with sport touring fairings and panniers and trunk and all that kind of stuff. It's a decent looking bike, but I don't know, it's just not quite as sporty. I like the more sporty bikes. I thought about maybe getting another Harley. I just, to be honest, I don't enjoy them as much. I mean, any motorcycle I enjoy, don't get me wrong. I love motorcycles, and I love riding all motorcycles. And if I was super rich, I'd own one of every kind of motorcycle. But, you know, I just, scraping pegs on every corner or curve and stuff like that, just not into it. So, but it's, like I said, don't get me wrong. I love the way Harleys sound. I love the way the like heritage Softails look, and the older Harleys, I love the way they look. That's classic bikes are kind of my thing. I love classic bikes. My Neo Retro Honda, that's why I got it, because it you know, it kind of has that classic look to it too. But I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, my Honda doesn't have good fairings and stuff. I kind of want some wind protection. Well, what's going on here? Must just be the sun looking like the light's green up there. I think this guy thought it was green and was going to take off, but anyway. But other than that, I don't really know anything to talk about. I mean, I thought about maybe adding in some other stuff that I've been thinking about vlogging about, but the video will probably get too long if we do that, so I think I'm actually going to cut the video off right here and call it good, and just enjoy the rest of my ride, and get some pictures, maybe turn it back on in a couple spots and stuff like that. But adopt, don't shop, guys. I'm not going to be a gear Nazi, but I'm going to tell you to wear your gear because it saved my ass. And I will catch you on the flip side. Later, guys.